Also, Nick Rowe might have a run on Jimmy Vernon. Here we go. Park that thing over to the right-hand side. The boys are making their intentions clear when they want to defend. Under brakes, and Gretsch hasn't got a hope around the top part of that track. Although the switchback's on, and he might have got a good enough exit. Oh, how close is this? Awesome stuff. The IQ option Formula 4 will be on the outside here.
Oh, it's going to be a long way round, Chad. He has to duck back under, so nice driving. He got really good drive off turn 3, Tom Gretsch, but it's a long way to go around the outside there. So good little battle here. Lewis Leeds not too concerned about his mirrors. He's certainly drove the defensive line, and that looks like Nick Rowe making up a spot there. Able to get one spot back from Vernon. So good little battle between Rowe, Vernon. It was Jordan Love, who's obviously just dropped off the back of those.
And Love around Ridge, so picked up that one spot. Here comes Rowe. Vernon, oh, goodness me, this is on here. Goddard hangs onto it just. Ridge is off. He would have got a real face full of gravel then, courtesy of the fact that...
As did our camera lens.
Yeah, again.
Oh, thank you very much. Now we can see where we're going. He'll be doing the same, rip a tear off. Not sure what happened there, if there was a bit of a dive bomb or not from Zane Goddard up the inside. We'll have to see if we can find out what happened there, but fortunately, no contact.
Well, here we go. Oh, it was a case of nobody wanted to give up the spot. They were arguing over it.
Look at the
stuff getting thrown in the air as well.
And I think that's what we talked about earlier, Chad, with that rubber laid down from the V8 race. I think there was just a little bit too wide. So here we go on board.
Hang on. Oh, yeah, he did stick the nose in there. He tried to give him room. He's about to get dusty. Oh, man, that's like Rally Australia stuff there. Which is fitting, considering he's from the Central Coast.
Actually, you know what? That was actually quite a clean move from Zane Goddard. The pass was on. Unfortunately, Drew just left a little bit too much room, turned in a bit too late, trying to avoid contact. But nice move by Zane Goddard. Unfortunately, they both lost a little bit of ground, though, on Vernon and Love up the road.
You can't say they're not trying. That's one thing that we definitely saw in Townsville, going too wide through consecutive corners. And they're still having at it down the back straight. Leeds now doesn't have to defend that spot. So if they finish in this order, on track is the way that they'll stand on the podium as well. Lloyd, Randall and Hayek. And coincidentally, they're turning low 113 lap times. At the end of that V8 Supercar race, they're turning 112s.
Yeah, not much in it, is it?
About half a second off the V8 Supercars. Granted, tyre life would be vastly different.
Correct. So qualifying for these cars was at a 1:11.5, so about 1.6 seconds off the qualifying pace. But obviously only 160 brake horsepower versus 600 of a V8 Supercar, but they only weigh, with a driver, they weigh about 630 kilos. So some 700 kilos lighter than a V8 Supercar. About 210 kilometres an hour top speed, but their corner speed is where they make up the time.
Look who's lurking here, Cameron. Nick Rowe's on a charge. It shouldn't come as a surprise that when the tyres go off, that he rises up, given his speedway background. Look how much Leeds is up on the wheel here. He's going to definitely have Gretsch to worry about. He'll park it over on the right-hand side, I reckon. Oh, a bit of a moment, though, for Gretsch, and he might be vulnerable.
Yeah, Nick Rowe actually got a really good run off turn 2. Will he have a look down the inside here? It'll be very late if he does. No, he decides to sit back. Probably not quite close enough. Wise decision, and that's actually worked in Lewis Leeds, who we're riding with here. So you have a look in the left mirror. Just check out the gap behind, and what he needs to do now is put his head down. Tom Gretsch is under pressure from behind. He needs to get a gap here, and then he's a comfortable 5th.
Lloyd's opened up a very handy 2.5 second lead over Tom Randall. It's just so fitting, isn't it, seeing BRM win open wheel races in this country. A team that's taken on plenty of other ventures, especially Formula 3, but they've also moved out into Carrera Cup recently. Nick Percat drove for them.
Yeah, Bronte Rundle and Mark Rundle do a great job. Very professional team, 5 cars. Bronte drove the truck. Dan drove the truck up. Mark runs the team these days. Bronte still has a bit of a drive around in a Formula V every now and then. So they're real open-wheeler purists, and they run, of course, a very successful Carrera Cup team, running Richard Muscat, Simon Hodge this year.
The only team to have run in Formula 2, Formula 3 and Formula 4.
great to have their professionalism on board in this inaugural year of the championship. And I'll tell you, this is a great little battle between the two rookies. So we've got Harry Hayek and Will Brown, third and fourth. So Will Brown won the Rookie of the Round, the Burson's Rookie of the Round at Townsville. And Harry's not only going to finish on the podium, but he looks like he'll take the Rookie of the Round award as well.
Will Brown only the 16 championship points to his name so far, but we'll get a few more in this race. I'm talking about just this weekend alone because he had that nasty DNF where the gearbox was troublesome, and unfortunately saw him come to a halt in race one. But if anything, that's just spurred him on to try and get around this BRM driver that's ahead of him.
He's right under the gearbox of Harry Hayek as they go through turn one. This is a good little battle too. I just got a gut feeling that Tom Gretcher's got something up his sleeve. 2 laps to go.
Just needs to get a good run through this corner. It seems to be his downfall. Oh, Leeds was taking a very wide entry, and that's the result.
There it is.
So now they're going to be side by side. No chance for Leeds to come over and cover that line now. And he'd be wise to just slot in behind him here, or he'll lose another one. Oh, he was thinking about getting that spot back.
He was, I think. It was a bit ambitious, but hey, he had a look. Oh, no, look. Nick Rose up the inside now, so he's going to have to really fight for this one. Nick Rose on the charge. He's on the inside. Nick's going to try and pull back into that slipstream. So the battle's on for 5th, 6th and 7th. They'll come around and start their last lap. So there's some more action to come here in this battle.
Yeah, this is heating up. There'll be one more lap left. And as much as you'd like to think that young drivers will be cool, calm and collected, you know just as well as anyone that junior racers will always fight to the flag.
He's got to run onto the front straight here, Nick Rowe. Great move. So it's going to be a drag with the 1.6 litre Ford EcoBoosts down the front straight. He had to pull back in.
The back straight's the place to do this, Cam.
What he needs is needs to be conservative on turn in to turn 2. So a little bit earlier off the throttle, earlier back on the throttle. Get a really nice exit here and set him up for a tow down the back straight, which he's done.
It's on. Vernon's going with them, and also Love. It's a 4-car battle with half a lap left. Whoa, how's the run that Vernon got? It was enough to spook Rowe into covering the inside line. Leeds runs it a little bit wide. There's more to be had down at turn 4 yet. Who's going to win this battle for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th? It's been going on all weekend in Cam's Jayco Formula 4. And there'll be a bit of a slide through Nick Rowe trying to carry that speed, but it's this guy once again who's going to go back-to-back rounds. He'll stand on the top step of the podium, just like he did in Townsville. He's a Queenslander, and he's won both the Queensland rounds and 2 races at each. Your championship leader will be Jordan Lloyd, unflappable in this championship. 2 wins in a second, not bad at all. And the fight between these guys will go all the way to the checkers. And it'll go Gretsch, Leeds, Rowe, Vernon and Love.
Great race, actually, Chad. I mean, that was, I think those guys there running 5th to 9th were happy to go another 10 or 15 laps. It was a really good battle, but you can't take anything away from this guy. From Toowoomba, Jordan Lloyd. He's been the class of the field, no doubt, and he's the man to catch heading to Sydney in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, Randall couldn't quite go with him in that race after the earlier problems. When I say early problems, just losing that lead. Goddard will round out the top 10. That awesome mid-pack fight was on. Look how close it was between 5th and the guys behind them. Jack Sipp rounding out that field of what was an exciting final race for the weekend.